Same deal as last time. Don't scrub through the video looking for similarities in music taste. It's just a waste of time. If you like an artist, you can see the stream number next to their name. Some of that is bots, but there are other people that like your music. You're not alone. And also, go check out the comments because people are going to leave a ton of recommendations, most likely. In this, it's what happened last time. And if someone is using Vim, they probably know what's good. And also, if someone likes an artist enough to go write a recommendation for them, there's got to be something to it. Even if the even if it doesn't immediately call out to you, whatever music, just try it a few times because you can deliberately change your taste. It's not that hard, and it's yeah, it's a big part of life to find new. So in terms of workout music, I have a certain philosophy, which is it should be consistent, and that's about it. And what I mean by that is I don't want an album that's like has some really hype songs and then has slow songs on it. Unless you're doing like a really weird unstructured workout, you don't want to like have inconsistent levels of energy throughout it, which is why I'm honestly kind of a fan of just silence most of the time. And a lot of like good athletes I know are, just because it's the most consistent thing. If you're listening to music, you can like gas yourself too quickly, or I don't know, unless it's like an extremely hype all the way through workout. Like say you're rowing, you're doing a 2K. Rowers, you'll know the absolute pain I'm talking about there, and you just want hype all the way through, or some other kind of sprint workout. But it's weird to have like an album that has some really banger songs and some not. So my philosophy is either like a spacey album that can help me focus and is just kind of slow throughout, and that would be for long, like sustained effort. I don't know, like marathon distance running maybe, or like an album that's short but like hype all the way through. So my recommendations are, first off, Infected Mushroom, Vicious Delicious. If you don't know who Infected Mushroom are, they're like an Israeli, I think, maybe. Damn it, there's going to be a lot of political ramifications now, but just ignore all that, separate the artist from the art. Wait, no, other way around, you know what I mean. Just don't worry about where they're from. They make like very interesting kind of electro plus metal, I would say, like very trippy. They're pretty much unlike any other artist I've ever heard, and straight banging all the way through. Very strange, very absorbing music that can take you away from the unbearable amounts of physical pain you're in. So next I have a rap album, and a lot of people like in Vim, I think, especially, I mean not Gen Z so much, but a lot of people are kind of against rap just because if you're someone who's doing smart stuff all the time, it's kind of hard to stomach some of the things that get said and done in rap. It's just like there's no substance to it, right? Like a deep artist could be talking about spirituality or like some kind of breakup or something. And rap, like they're just like, yeah, so I was sipping my lean in my Rari. There's no deeper metaphor there really. I mean, he's pretty much just talking about drinking codeine with Sprite and Jolly Ranchers while being in his Ferrari. That's basically all there is to it. But sometimes you just have to look past that. If you can't, that's fine also, but you are somewhat missing out. So the one rap album I'll say that works the best, because a lot of the modern ones now, and even some of the classics like Tupac and stuff, like have some really banging songs, but then they have some slow songs too, so they're inconsistent. The most consistent album I've found is Meet the Woo, Volume 1 by Pop Smoke. And Pop Smoke, tragically, and kind of unsurprisingly given his lifestyle, died. But he has a very unique sound. His production is what's called Brooklyn drill, which is defined by like kind of a snare trap beat and then like super explosively like just insane over the top bass lines. And it's just like totally fire all the way throughout this whole album. There's nothing slow. It's just heat the whole time. He also has like the most insane like low voice ever. His voice sounds like a V12 engine. And yeah, it's not deep stuff. It's just talking about designer clothes and fast cars and girls and stuff. If that's not your thing, whatever. But yeah, banger album all the way through, just super fire. And then finally, I'll say not like crazy hype, and also pretty cliche, but Daft Punk, their Alive 2007 set. I've listened to all of Daft Punk, like a lot of people who have problems using Vim and stuff like that too much. The reason I like Alive 2007 more than anything else, like the Tron soundtrack or whatever other album, is for running, it's just like one track into another. Like the transitions in these tracks, like there's kind of never a point in the album where there's not more than two tracks playing, except at the maybe very beginning. it's like these crazy advanced crossfades between all of these tracks. It has all their like big hits you would know on them if you're a Daft Punk fan. And yeah, I love that album because it's non-stop, like 2 songs at once, crazy long transitions, very spacey, very melodic, very easy to get lost in. So yeah, those are my 3 main album recommendations. There are a lot of other great hype albums out there that I like occasionally too for variety, but most of the time these are like the consistent like long distance. And honestly, it depends on what you're doing. Like these are kind of short burst, high effort activities. And if you're doing like a marathon or something, a really long distance activity, audiobook is very nice to pass the time, or just silence can pass the time more quickly than you think. I think kind of bringing you, if you have really hype music, it kind of brings you into the present uncomfortably sometimes, and it makes it actually harder, especially if it's something you've heard a lot of times. You know, like hearing Meet the Woo might like get you crazy hype for the first time you hear it. You do that 10 times, like you can catch kind of snatches of that same feeling, but it's not the same. It's not the same like overall first time you've heard it effect. So yeah, that's about it for my recommendations in terms of hype workout music. This can work for programming too, and whatever other like maybe thought involving activity. The thing is, it's a little harder to focus when you have lyrics. They can end up pulling you into a tangent where you're researching what some guy meant or something by certain lyrics, and it's just better to stick with non-vocal things unless you're really like, it's an album you've heard so many times you tune the whole thing out. But yeah, feel free to drop your recommendations. I'm kind of decided like it's actually better to remain like as a really small, like I'd rather have an audience that's like people that I really agree with and agree with me and like get what I'm talking about with all this stuff than like just seeing numbers go up. You know, posting a thing like the trick that got me 5 internships like gets so many normies who are just like career grinders, and that, I don't know, it's good to bring other people into like the weird world of ultra Vim stuff, but ultimately I don't care about like just being another channel with like big monetary numbers and whatever. Like that won't change anything. So if my production value and thumbnails and all that aren't like pulling in huge numbers, I don't care. I'm just going to be consistent with this, and I'd rather have like the core people that are already into this stuff, and other people can find it on their own. But yeah, that's about it for this one. I'll catch you next time.